come under some pressure. You're going to hear all kinds of propaganda. You're going to hear all kinds of lies and deception. There will be tactics used to try and buy you out. There will be tactics used to try and frighten you away. And I only have to say one thing to you tonight, comrades. We are blood and fire comrades, and we're marching on to progress. And we will stand firm. We will not be bought because we are not for sale.
None at all, none of that. So my viewers and subscribers, I come across one video where we know the history of the Israel government and what them do and what them capable of doing. And we see Andrew go down there and mingle with them and one bag of something. But I never did know, say, Ziggy Marley, alleged, and them people are tight as such of a friend. I go and play one video for them, see? And even though them helping at the Melissa, the Bob Marley Foundation helping it, now the Melissa recovery, Rita Bob Marley and Rita Foundation help, but them only sponsor to 3,000 people. So the big Bob Marley and Rita Foundation, you know, the Melissa recovery only could have sponsored 3,000 person in Jamaica. And partner their TV I do way far on that. On a regular basis. Saying, I'm going to play one video now. And if this now go shock you know, I don't know what go shock you know. But for know the history of the Israel government and how they operate. What me I go play it right now, I think say Bob Marley are turning him grave. Black Beauty we are dealing. I think say this one I go play. Like everything about Bob Marley stand for. Gone right through the gate. Because of that video I go play. Let me start it over. Let I start it over so I can't hear. Listen this.
You do not like black people, and I want black people to see that the only thing you have to live off of your father's name. You know no ratings, boy, you Ziggy me, I tell you that straight. The youth will go over there so and raise 60 million with people who hate black people as a black man. They should have beat you with whip cross your blood clot back. They should have put you upon one blood clot mule and making jag you like a dog. They hate we. And at them people put we in a slavery. And at them see you when you gone over there gonna help. And I give 60 million to. Why you never give Jamaica one concert? You sell we out to the Bob Marley by your pick. And you still couldn't come down there and say, alright, make me raise some money for Jamaica then. Make me raise 60 million for Jamaica. We schools need help. We hospitals need help. Every fucking thing. The taxi man, them everything, everybody need help at Jamaica, all time high poverty. And look where you gone, all the way over there, so. Gonna help people when I help we. People when I like we. You, my friend, you do that. Ziggy, please, me I beg you. Stop call yourself Jamaican.
I send ammunition, them just veto an next declaration against Israel. Them just veto it. And as a matter of fact, I think them and England is the only two countries who veto the thing about ceasefire. Because them are claim to them have them own thing a go on to get a ceasefire going. But meanwhile, them have said that, them still are send ammunition into Israel. Still are send ammunition into Israel. And it's a weird thing. Meanwhile, we are talking about that. It look like Ziggy Marley in a problem. Yeah, Ziggy Marley in a problem because a couple of years ago, him do a festival. Him do a festival for the, well, them says for the Israeli army. And them, him and some other artists come together and do this festival and get, out of the festival, them get $60 million to contribute to the Israeli army, IDF. And now we see them have him on a show in New Zealand. And them have a petition against Ziggy to take him off of the festival because of him alliance with this company that was doing concert to give the Israeli army. And you know, say right now it's a big thing. It's a big thing for really anybody that support the IDF, Israeli Defense Force, when them have got so much wickedness in the country of in Gaza. So we don't know how that will pan out with Ziggy, because the people them had a man against him. And this was before the war started too. This concert was done before the war started. You know, so we're going to see how that will work out. So, we're going to continue the journey, you know. We're going to continue the journey.
Would I approve this? When I think Bob Marley, remember, you know, Bob Marley sang them Free Up Africa, you know. True. Bob Marley was a movement, you know. Bob Marley is not about no Grammy and get aligned with no corporation, you know. Bob Marley was a movement, you know. And when him stand for, you know. And yo, I tell you, man, Bob Marley are turning him grave.
This is, we want to play a clip by Farrakhan. We played it years ago on the Stepping Razor about America involvement in the overthrow of legitimate governments in the world. I have a clip there about it, where them just make a new one about America involvement in the overthrow of legitimate governments, because it don't toe for them line. But I'm going to play the Farrakhan one, because the Farrakhan one more, you know, it have more things in it to listen to. You know, it have more things. So I'm going to play that. But meanwhile, I make a play this. Ask the question. Only the dumb envy the talkative. Only the dumb envy the talkative. So suppose I did quiet. Would you accuse me of causing a riot? Because, you know, revolution mean change, you know. People afraid of the word revolution. It just mean change. And there's so much things that black people need for change. Yes. So much people get connected to white people thoughts and thinking and logics and religion and cultural expression. Them clothes, them food, all these things grab black people. We need a revolution. Marcus Garvey said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. And not because you don't see no chain around your foot. You feel, say, chum, I'm not a slave. You know, see, me can't do what I want to do. You do what them want you to do. That is what you do what them want you to do. And right now, we see most black people get caught in that, doing what they want you to do.
Today, I got to tell you about how QuickBooks helps me hustle. QuickBooks gives me easy to understand reporting and dashboard tools.
Walking around like zombies. You don't know if you're going or coming. Keep doing the same thing the same way and expect to get a different result. And we know no logic's not got away there. So, Black History Month still there with we. And we are just a play our part. Not keeping quiet at all. No way, Jose. We're not keeping quiet. We're going to continue with the cutting edge and the stepping razor as long as them want we to do it, tolerate if we do it, we'll continue to do it. So, just I tell you that because...
We stop celebrate Black History Month, you know. We don't have to put no energy in no blood clot Black History Month and anything there. We stop celebrate these things. Why them create a black history? We don't have to celebrate nothing about no black history, man. Nothing. We don't have to stop celebrating, stop putting energy into that. Eh?
We know a whole heap of madness out there where keep the people, you get you distracted, they're like you can't focus. We can't focus. And the thing they were supposed to have focus on, we not do that. So you need something to jolt you. To jolt you. And sometimes the only thing we can jolt you is the power of the word. Because the word sound must bring forth a certain power. The first word that was said in earth, still a travel, it not stop.
Still.
The first word where somebody say, from them time there until now, it not stop travel. So you must know that this, yes, don't trust a politician to grant you no favor, because they will always want to control you forever. You know that from history in Jamaica political history show you that from them do you favor, man.
Trouble.
They want to control you. And now we see them a control Monday. Some little simple election, but the people them who follow the party them take it serious. So Monday's a holiday, you know. Monday's a holiday. Yes, it's not a holiday that is designated on the calendar, but it's a holiday because everybody will want time. Those of us who going to vote will want.
Is it true I touch this? I'm going to play back something when Ziggy say, saying, I don't believe him. I just feel like so this one did say is a PR stunt. Based on film links him have, I just honestly believe so when him come say this, it was a PR stunt. If you don't know me attack, if you don't know me attack, you don't listen to this.
I mean, this come like the same thing when we go through. It's not really change. Like, you know what I say, like the same thing Rasta did face, discrimination, but no one Rasta, Jamaica.
We don't represent Rasta Ziggy.
You know what I say? So it's really strange to me, saying that this, what like, about 2024 or whatever, so them kind of thing we have to deal with.
Pick and choose when
in Jamaica. Discrimination against Jamaica. Me can't get a place because, the only reason I can't get it is because I am Jamaican.
And I believe this.
What that?
And I'm still trying to come to terms
What
with
that?
I believe this.
That's the only reason I say.
I believe this. This is a life and a pit of it. I don't believe this. I don't believe this thing.
You know anything about me? I mean, never repeat, you have a prison record or something where you what? Just because I'm Jamaican, you ever deny me that? What that? I'm discriminatory in Jamaica. You can discriminate against Jamaica in Jamaica.
Well, according to what the government told the United Nations at the third last month, we don't have any of that.
No, we have to have that.
So in terms of discrimination, we don't have any discriminatory practices. So it's interesting that this is what we are hearing from the third. But here's Ziggy Marley.
What's Ziggy wife?
Minister Grange. This is Ziggy.
Ziggy wife making get out of the past. What's Ziggy wife?
Because he's Jamaican.
And Ziggy has the implicit discrimination in a Jamaica.
You have to look again.
See? But I gonna play something right there from Shaki Murray. Where am they? Shaki Murray there.
All is into serious trouble according to Muta Baruka. I came across a video with Muta Baruka on the cutting edge saying that Ziggy Marley is into serious trouble. The last days, Ziggy run up into some serious trouble with the Jamaican people over the One Love movie. And them still have been at the feet. But this time, according to Muta Baruka, this have nothing to do with no One Love movie or the Jamaican people. According to Muta Baruka, the world is rising up against Ziggy Marley. And I say, Ziggy,
If this is really true, how you find yourself in that spot, brother?
Boy, says, hey, Israel, you know, where everything what Israel do, it is bad. And Israel, them are linked with. Anyway, for all of the people them in Jamaica, we have a family in a foreign, and because them a send money come go on every week or every month in, on don't want to go out and protest against the corruption and injustice that go on in the country. Well, me they telling us that people are get fed up, and people are going to make every top slung pan in one bottom. So when time when I look at funding cut off from foreign, will have to go in the street go protest against corruption because remember we're not going to have nobody that send no money come go from foreign again. So we have to go do the right thing. I going to play something from this young lady and fear experience with fear family. I want to listen to this.
Tell you something. You know what pisses me off is the fact that when the message was sent, my family members saw the message and none of them called me to console me and said, oh, what, Dior, you know what, you don't deserve this message. You don't deserve it. And you can hear it. You can hear the person said, oh, you're my sister. I never put it out there that you're my brother. No sister deserved to be treated the way you treated me as a brother. Because let me tell you something. My niece just come in my DM telling me, oh, I should not put family business out there. That is very low of me for my age. Little girl, let me tell you something. A years me work at England and send you go private school at Jamaica. From the day you pop out of your mommy, cuckoo, I've been sending you to private school. You know, when you stop at private school, the last year of primary school, you stop going private school. You know why? Because mommy died and I had to pay mommy funeral bill and everything else. So don't you dare come in my DM and talk to me about me putting family business out there. Now that you high and mighty and you're in high school and you're doing excellent in high school, I'm so happy. But you must remember kindness and where it came from. It was God that invested in me and I invested in you guys. When I was in law school I did 5 years in law school in England. I did my LLB law degree and I did my master's in law and corporate governance gradics at Portsmouth University. If people don't believe me, you can go Portsmouth University. You'll see me on the website and I have pictures as evidence. And when I was going to law school, I put my sister through school, hairdressing school. I put my brother through school. And you know what this same brother did to me? I sent him to school. You know what he did to me? He went to school for 1 whole year. And when it was time for his exam, he never turned up for his exam. I asked him for the exam result. Where's the exam result? 6 eggs, 6-0, 6 CXC0. I almost lose my mind. So don't come to me and tell me I'm putting family business out there because I'm the one that suffered all the loss for the many years I've been sending to Jamaica. And you little girl, let me just address you again. When I ask you and I tell you to put your boyfriend on the phone so I can ask your boyfriend, what's your name? What plans do you have for my niece? What did you say? You call me telling me I should feel privileged that you even allow me to speak to your boyfriend. You should be privileged that you have me as your auntie. And how dare you think you have a right to say that to me when I'm older than you? It is my responsibility and my job to check whoever you're dating. And you are not at the age of dating yet. May I just remind you that. Secondly, the person who my brother used to send a message phone from, she never called me one time and say, I have seen the message, sis, and I'm so sorry for that. You know what she did? She pretended as if she don't see the message, and I can screenshot it and put it up there. No one called me to check on my mental health. Nobody ever called me from Jamaica and say, Marsha or Dior, how are you? How's your mental health? Whoever sent me a Christmas card from Jamaica? For the many years I've been in England, working, saving, sending money to whoever I need to. Which one of you ever send me a postcard? Which one of you ever said Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year? Which one of you ever do that? I made a lot of sacrifice. And what did I get back? Nothing I got back from none of that shit. Right? So I don't want nobody to come and tell me that I'm putting family business out there, because when I'm broken, guess what? I can't call people in Jamaica and ask them for jack. I can't call any of my family members and ask them for nothing. Because when mommy died and daddy died, especially when daddy died, there was no family members there for me. The only person that was there was Uncle Mikey. And Uncle Mikey, God bless you and thank you so much. And a few other people from that side of the family. Thank you guys. I don't forget kindness. So let me just tell you that I was never treated as a princess even growing up. No princess treatment. Because guess what? My color is too dark and my hair is too thick. I never have long hair like my other cousin them. Yeah? I never have it. So I don't want nobody come and tell me, let me crash out. I deserve to be crashed out on the internet right now. Don't come to me. Yeah? And you make sure this, you see, let me tell you something. I made sure whoever, you know how many people I help find wife, they find love in England and marry and settle down and is happy? And where are they now? How many of them ever come and say thank you? So any one of my family member coming to me saying I don't have a right to be on the internet, I want you to come and DM me. Come and DM me, because you think last year was the year of Diddy. It will be this year.
When I hear that, I want to take it serious, you know. And hold it more people, I go feel the same way too. So on a dirty blood clot worthless Jamaican, we sit down there talk about Andrew do good. Just because on the family I support, you know, it a go blood clot stop. Believe, talk your mind TV. Now believe me. Just look. You know, we'll see. Just look, you know, we'll see. So, you know, the next news now. I see them have run with this thing and now. Say Andrew Wellness salary I go raise. This is just a next distraction. Andrew Wellness already get him raise a pay. Andrew, move your pussy hole and go. You already get your raise a pay from last year. And calicky. So if you don't want this will be the main thing we are talking about in the media. It not gonna work, you know. Because we still are talking about Darrell Vaz and Christopher Tufton and Andrew. You already collect your money from last year. So we're done with you. So this will not come with now. Like we don't want to create some narrative or distraction from Darrell Vaz. We thief up the bus money, all bus money, and want to come thief some more of him and Andrew again. So Andrew put it out now about salary. Andrew, you already collect your salary from last year. You go up on platform and talk about your get back. You cannot give back the salary. Nesta Morgan come and talk, say you cannot give back your salary. So this one now come with in the media now. I must want different razor pay. I can't the one where Andrew Jones collect from last year and I pretend say him never collect it. It could never be that salary. It could never be the salary where Andrew Jones already a collect. Then no one come put in a media and say he just a go collect it. Move on a pussy hole. We're going to talk about Tufton and Darrell Vaz. Because Darrell Vaz ain't getting away, my brother. Andrew, remember you non-invited, you know. Remember you don't certify, you're non-invited, you know. You're a criminal. And we don't know, say, they take your salary from last year. Because money, you can't, you nah make no money pass you. Because if you can thief charity money, Andrew Wellness, you are going to raise, remember? I never know nobody raise your pay now, you raise it, you know. So you come tell the boy, you not take salary and want for fuckery. Like you think so we are idiot. Brother, me tell you, say, if you stop smoke the weed you're carrying from Canada. Because you have to be a fucking junkie. You already collect your pay from last year, brother. And you can't get it back once it active. It put in place and active. There's nothing you can do about it, Andrew, more than collect it. And you collect it from last year. Move your pussy hole and come certify your asset. And go tell you how you come by the big house on the hill. That you need to come. I'm going to fact, listen to this.
Here, that's how Information Minister Robert Morgan described the mood in cabinet and among government members of parliament following the massive pay increase announced for the political directorate yesterday. Minister Morgan, who was speaking at post-cabinet press briefing this morning, sought to justify the raise following uproar by public sector workers and concerned citizens. Jamila Maitland reports.
100%, 150%, 200%, and in the case of Prime Minister Andrew Holness, a more than 250% increase in salary effective April 1, 2023. And by 2024, a more than 300% increase compared to what he was earning in 2021. The announcement, which has been sending alarm bells across the island.
We should pay you more and the country not running well. The country not running well. Because of that very reason, you have chosen to have an underpaid political class. How must they deliver? He calls it.
Me say, if you say if I got a prison pussy, Remember you raise the one up here, you know, and I talk about the country not running well because we seem to treat the political electorate with schizophrenia. And you get a raise up here. And instead of the country I move forward for the better. It a move back. Hey Andrew, run back all of this bomb clot money. Because you scam the blood clot people them. You say them for raise up here for your country run good. And you pay raise and you hey, you need to return that bomb clot and come declare asset. You come back on. We don't stop talking about this guy. We don't stop talking about Andrew in Jamaica. And the news, the local news media them in Jamaica some shit in a plate them. They don't suit no purpose for the island, you know. The local news media them in the island. These journalists, they don't suit no purpose. They don't suit no. Hey, you know if you pay no light bill for listening to these local media. You not listen to them in vain. You not waste no time. You not waste money. For you pay for JPS light. Just for listen to local media. It is a waste of time. Because the local media is against you know. The local media is against you know. I will not waste money. I pay a JPS light bill to listen to local media day and night, day and night. You not stupid or what? You not boycott local media. Boycott it, don't make it plain on a household, local media. You don't know if you hear it in a household, none at all. Because it's our enemy. Because if them was an enemy, them wouldn't have hold the government them accountable for no. So on that basis, you don't have to pay JPS now light bill to listen local media. All of them are shit in a plate. Them in the Prime Minister office pocket. Hear this.
Increase unconscionable. Yet he takes it. I, Andrew Michael Holness, did not take it. The option was available.
You see, say the boy I want pussy. There's no mechanism. What am I talking? You know? There's no mechanism in place. If you back with him, I say right, I say, you know. There's no mechanism in place. If you back with him, I say. Once it authorized, he have to take it. Unless him do like what Mark Golden do. Give some money to charity. There's no mechanism. This boy a criminal. If you stop talking about Andrew in Jamaica, you brother. You know if you waste no time talking about Andrew, if you drop him. Eh? Him forget drop. Like one wash up artist will get dropped from a record label. What the hell are you doing? Andrew Wallace must not be the center of attraction anymore. Andrew a criminal. We must not anything we talk about him. It must be in a criminal light. Any discussion about Andrew Wallace, it have to be in a criminal light. It have to revolve criminal nature because Andrew is a criminal. So anything else about him, it have to be about him criminality. You know if you stop talking about this guy is a waste of time. Big ever blood clot waste of time in our country. Eh? You know said Andrew a waste of time? Andrew no suit no purpose. More than if you go back and want VW Jeep as spare tire. Fucking spare tire back a truck and van or something. Or tailgate. You know another purpose. What purpose Andrew suit? Use as spare tire, tailgate, mud guard, shoes bottom. Eh? What other purpose in suit? Another purpose in our country. Eh? The virgin is a thief. And we can't work with a thief. We cannot have a thief around the country. The people them suffer. When you don't have a thief around the country, the people who not go life will go harder. Who not go suffer. Why not think say the tax for the pan on now? Because these pussy hole jankro don't know how to manage with tax dollar. That is why we not get taxed now. Because these dog shit don't know how to manage money. So because and them a thief, they don't know how to manage money and them a thief. Total blood clot destruction that. There's no way we can have a prime minister who is a thief, a certified thief. And like we are guests and ask questions if I'm a thief. We already know him is a thief. So there's no way we for be in our right state of mind. I have a fucking thief sit down in the prime minister office. And because our family in the diaspora I support una come talk about the prime minister do good. Because the people if you work in a coal and I take care of phone bills and a big ever man and woman. we get the same bumbo clock 24 hours. But because on a family have love in their heart and a sponsor on a life, I tell people about the Prime Minister do good just because I take care of herself. So I saw no one live. That is why nobody on the street now. I saw no one live. Listen this.
Available to him as well. I chose not to take it. The leader of the opposition says, I have 28 bank accounts. 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 The option was available to him. The option was available to him. I have 28 bank accounts.
Let's say the 26th is on a Sunday. You're usually paid on the last working day, which would be the Friday. But if the 25th is on a Monday, you're paid on the Monday. There is no mechanism to give back the money to the government. There's no account that you can take your salary and give back. Because giving back the money to the government means that you would have to, the TAJ taxes that they draw out of your salary, 30% above about $6 million, you'd have to get that back from the TAJ. You'd have to take back the NIS. You'd have to take back the NHT contributions. You have to take back the education tax contributions, the health insurance. You'd have to take that back as well. So to give back money is really not practical. The only way you can not get paid.
You see it is not practical. So when them come now about the Prime Minister go take money because this is rubbish. We just know that Darrell Vaz have to resign. And we including Christopher Tufton. Including Andrew Honest. Because I hear say Christopher Tufton I do want power struggle now. So since me hear say Christopher Tufton I do want power struggle, there's rumors circulating. So me just talk to me look at Birdie and say, create something for me. For Christopher Tufton, and this is what I'm come up with. This is what I'm come up with. I start me just say, Birdie, build something for me. And this is how Birdie building now. See how this go on. Saying that him say go on. That him say go on, master. You see it? Look upon it good. Yeah man, and that's a go on. But one look at power struggle I go on, so I go make you see what Andrew say to him in return. When they say what Andrew said to him. Wanna look. Look. So I look at power struggle I go on, you know. So they want to come put them corruption on the PNP. When time they have the amount of iron them have a feed them fire. So Tufton want challenge Andrew Honest for Prime Ministership. Because they say Andrew Honest, if he no certify, he might for a blood clot leave. So Tufton want it. But Andrew Honest with the intention now want to step aside and go start in Bangla and come back and hope say them are going to hand it back to him. But me I hear say Christopher Tufton say he not get it back. So one look at power struggle go on in the Labour Right Party with Cliff Hughes and George Davis not talk about. So Tufton I make Andrew Wallace know say he not certify. And Andrew I tell Tufton say, Tufton, don't forget the 24 baby. So they look at boy they have two of them have secret for each other. And two of them are going when they look at power struggle. So this I go on, so this Cliff Hughes we talk about. The power struggle between Andrew and Christopher Tufton in the party. So because they not live good enough. But them try to keep it in a silent. But Tufton can't be no Prime Minister. Because remember say he make dog and baby in Jamaica, you know. And he hide the death of the baby them, so I don't know where he expect. I don't know where him expect. See? So we are gonna move on. Listen to this.
Morning, sir. Sir, I wake up and I see you all over my FYP, Mr. Olis, because they're saying that you're going to take your razor pay, $28 million. I don't know if I'm behind time or something is wrong with me, Mr. Olis, but I don't know if I'm rubbing this the wrong way or may go backward, but Yeah, get this from 2024. Hold on there, guys. Before I jump the gun, I want to come sit down with me. I can listen this together. Because I don't want to hear that.
Tufton be on Prime Minister.
May I do something wrong.
So,
let us listen this together, guys. Let us listen this together, guys.
And them are teeth.
Make sure that my head working properly. Because I'm not getting this. Like,
Tufton.
So make we listen, guys.
In 2021, his salary was roughly $9.2 million per year plus a telephone allowance. As of April 2022, it jumps to over $22.3 million. For April 2023, it moves to roughly $25.3 million. And by April 2024, another increase to almost $28.6 million. For the deputy
so, at the end of the day, what's going on? What is going on, guys?
I don't know London 45.
Because
they want to distract the people them London 45 from this mess with Darrell Vaz put himself in. This mess with Tufton in. This mess with Floyd Green in. And how Andrew Holness have to step down because he can't certify FID, can't certify him Bumbleclad. Andrew Holness beg the court to strike out illicit enrichment. So then can't certify him. Andrew in a corruption to his teeth. And the private sector now at the upper class. I have enough for him now. Because them I say Andrew to thief. And because Andrew Holness thief this now, it will jeopardize for them opportunity to go and rob and rape Jamaica resources. So they want to dash Andrew Holness and I look round in the party who then can replace him with, but nobody is qualified. Nobody amongst them is qualified for the leader. Because Andrew Holness have to step down, you know. So for the dirty labor right them, we shut up on them mouth. We'll never believe so when a prime minister a thief. When time him step down, I hope someone will catch heart attack and dead. Because he will have to step down. Because the FID cannot certify this puss. Andrew thief milk out of coffee, you know. And since as he like ask mummy everything, but I like to ask him old lady. And which part Andrew Holness learn them a sitting here. And which I know Andrew Holness is no scientist. Some would like when get the formula that he can subtract milk out of coffee tea. The way how this man thief, you know. This man thief until all the People's National Party anthem. The man want thief. Even though he not fit for him, you know. He want thiefy. Alright. The man bad. I so make Margo. I so play some. Go and talk London 45.
Mr. Holness already get the money here from 2024. So what is new? This is what I don't understand.
Nothing is new,
Mr. Holness even lied that he weren't taking this salary, and someone came out from the
Floyd Green.
What the name of the place? Say it's not possible because in order for Mr. Holness to give back the salary, they would have to take back educational tax, send back educational tax. They would have to send back housing trust money. They would have to send back NIS. They would have to
It cause too much problem. So there is no mechanism for do that. Only labor right alone Andrew can tell this fuckery. There is no mechanism for Andrew Holness give back the money. So this when them come out, I don't know the purpose of this, you know. This when them come out about Andrew and Razor Pay. There is no purpose for it. It is a distraction. And already I get the money. Andrew, what you need to come do, you know, Andrew, I declare the house from the blood clot hill, you know. Where you keep my taxpayer money and do, you know. If I know my taxpayer money you use and build a house, drugs money or gun money, that's you can't disclose or you come by. If it was legit money, Andrew that declare where you get it from long time. Is either I'm thief taxpayer money, or a drugs money bill it, or a gun for drugs trade money bill it. Why can't disclose when get the salary, when get the funds to build that house? See? And how a man low down and worthless, the man set up charity. And when the people them sacrifice their salary to contribute to Andrew Holness charity, the bumbo clad shitbag thief the charity money. buy stocks and bonds in personal self. And when them find out about him, I try put in back the money. Would I like to see who in the FID can certify him. I want to see that guy. Because I not talk to Andrew Holness now like him as the Prime Minister. I talk to him like my workers. He's a public servant and work for me. If he not work for Uno or for Uno business, that. But as far as I see it, Andrew Holness work for me. And based on the Auditor General finding, the IC finding, I ask question about my tax money. And I don't want nobody can tell me I don't ask no question about my taxpayer money because I tell you this. I work for my own. Work for my own. I'm a contribute to Andrew Holness' salary and everything in Jamaica through tax. So, the people them will not spend no money, will not work no way, will not use money. This conversation is not for no. But so long as you spend money on the island, this is your conversation. So if you never know, there's a lot of mismanagement go on within this corporation, the Jamaica Labour Party Corporation, with how them deal with the funds. But we sign a contract with this corporation, so watch this. We're going to go on taxpayer money, but at this and this and this and this and this it for do. Them agree. Saying, we agree to the pussy hole them, so watch this. They even wait for me for going it. When I work my money, just take it out of my money before it do it for do. Take out your money first. So ensure say you can't say me owe you pay. You can't say me you get me a hold up because you going at the ATM machine and you're paying a dead car. We are sabotage your pay. So make sure say you take your pay first. So I don't want no pussy hole can tell me nothing. When I talk to Americans them about how they deal with my money. That is why I say all the boy up on the screen, Cliff Hughes, is a big of a dog shit. Emily Shields is a fucking Krasmite. These people are the Lord, I don't even know if I call them. Go and listen to some more of that thing.
Send back everything and that is not possible. So, Mr. Liar Thief in Holness, I get them money here from 2024. I don't even know where they get this from to be in the media. Like, I can't understand it. And Jamaica, do you all know that Mr. Holness is the highest paid Prime Minister within all of the Caribbeans? Yes, I him get the most money. And do you all also know that the Parliament of Jamaica is a parliamentarian within all of the Caribbeans that get the most pay? Yes. And not just that, did you also know that our 9-to-5 workers that work in 40 hours a work week?
The Jamaica 9-to-5 workers, them get the lowest pay in the entire Caribbean. And Andrew Holness get the highest pay as Prime Minister in the entire Caribbean. For doing nothing. And in talk say if we want the Prime Minister not perform because we have to treat them with schizophrenia. And look how much money them I get. Eh?
Where we call them minimum wage workers. Do you all know that they are the lowest paid out of all the Caribbeans? Like, I'm not even getting what's going on. And to you all talking about, Mackie G getting more money than Mr. Holness. You guys are sick and delusional. Where in the world when the ears the opposition get more than a leader?
And at that, the 80% of Mackie G I get to the charity and for take it back. The government have enough money to take care of the people. Them. They need to use the money when I get to take care of the people. So, you not going to have none for thief.
Now stop it! It's not possible! Oh my God! No man.
London, Jamaica and them full of one places be sick bumbo clad people here, man. Anyway, we're moving on. Listen to this.
Yes, Mr. Holness, shortly before the visit of Prince William to Jamaica, became a member of the King's Privy Council.
your
one has
face.
to wonder how he was
That's
choosing
when I went
Jamaica
up,
when he
like
did
that,
that.
went up in a rain.
Anyway, to answer
And
the
that pays
question, we want to follow the con.
So, Andrew Honest, listen this again.
Yes, Mr. Holness, shortly before the visit of Prince William to Jamaica, became a member of the King's Privy Council. So one has...
Andrew become a member of the King Privy Council. If you don't know the swearing ceremony with this guy have to do. And then in a parliament I talk about Mark Gold in a British. Him at this time of that. Andrew Honest wanna be British so much. Till he beg for be part of the King Privy Council. What is Andrew Honest's motive in that? Because being a part of that, he have to share every secret about Jamaica, you know. I think see a time will come, you know, where Andrew Honest will get charged for treason, you know. Because I don't trust Andrew Honest and the Israel man with Jamaica secret. I don't trust Andrew Honest and the Israel president, Netanyahu, with Jamaican secret. Andrew Honest cannot be trusted with the country secret linking with Netanyahu. Andrew Honest betrayed we. Remember, him know the secret about the country. And look who him a link with. Look who him a link with. I think see a time will come, Andrew will get charged for treason. I think see a time will come, he will get charged in an international court for leak out Jamaican secret. I think so this guy will get charged with treason. Anyway, we'll move on. So, Andrew Honest now want to tell the people them who leave out of Jamaica seeking a better life. If you come back in a Jamaica, come make family. With no hospital na there. The police are killing citizens on behalf of the government. Bad road. Everything that is bad. I mean, be a crime. The place not safe. Listen to this.
It's the whole birth rate thing that the Prime Minister is talking about. Saying that Jamaicans from overseas should come home. And not only America. Overseas meaning foreign countries, right? They should come home and come have pitney at Jamaica. Why you really tell me what you just say? If it makes sense. You are going to tell me, say, all the people that leave Jamaica for a better life and to make it good for themselves and for say, okay, if they're going to have children in an environment where they can be better able to take care of the children, they're supposed to leave that and come back to Jamaica where the economy is so low. Because of who? Because of your thief himself. And the whole cabinet. I'm not putting it past nobody. All of y'all. Everybody, the whole of uno a thief. Y'all uno not juggle the thing properly when the taxes come in. Y'all don't split properly. Uno take more side and put it on the pocket. So what for?
So you mean for tell me say what Prime Minister hold press conference to tell Jamaicans abroad to come home, come breed? Not for discuss this year budget or the billions way we have to go pay in a tax. Not for discuss where exactly the Melissa Relief Fund do. Not for discuss the fact say not 100% of the island is with power. People still now drinking water, running water. Not for discuss the cost of living. Not to discuss strategies and plans that will put in place to ensure that the healthcare system is better. But to tell people to go breathe, big nose you have to come down. You have to come down because what? Not for discuss the fact say the Jamaican dollar not only a slide but slip and gone to hell. But to tell people to come home, come breed. My father always say, if you lead by example. Sir, you have children. Tell each of your child them to give the Jamaican population 10 out of them back. You, I think at 2 or 3 alone you have, make it reach 10. Tell everybody upon your cabinet to give it 10. Because only can't afford it. Regular Jamaican people can't afford it. Stop the fuckery. So you mean for tell me?
Andrew Holness stated that the persons that are living overseas must return back to Jamaica because of the decline of birth rate in Jamaica. Then you mean for tell me, say Andrew, after the disaster that take place in Jamaica other day, persons still not recover yet from the disaster. A lot of persons are still homeless. They do not have a stable structure over their head. What sense to take care of the children that they had? So how they figure breeding at them at time, Andrew? Yeah, man, me think you're too barefaced, and wicked, man. Me think you're too barefaced, big man, and wicked. You mean to tell me, so now, Andrew, people must go kin out and breed at them at time, and they are not sure that the person that they're gonna get pregnant for will be consistent? Look from this, be a single mother out here, can't take care of the picnic them. When you look, then grow up and come turn gunman and thief, police come kill them, then go turn menace to society. That's what you want, Andrew? That's what you want? Because having a lot of children in poverty make no sense. So because of the declining of birth rate, people must come and breed now. So in the midst of suffering and poverty, Andrew, how will that help Jamaica? How will poverty help Jamaica have up this one bag of picnic and can't fund for them? Look up from this, then go turn criminal and thief. Then walk and thief and rob and kill the people in the community. The police have got text upon them and shoot them and kill them. Does that even make sense? Does that even make sense? We can tell any woman this. Get your life together before you think about having this one bag of kids, because make no sense. You have this one bag of picnic in a poverty and cannot take care of them and left them to the mafia of the world. It make no sense. It's the man. It's the big nose man. I don't really want disrespect you, because I don't want to send no police come dig off my door now. So better me just leave you alone. I only hope the woman them wise out here and know say food stamp can't take care of picnic. And the little money we are give them for what I don't even know what to call it, figure supermarket, figure change, that can take care of picnic, because baby feed is very much expensive, baby pampers expensive, a matter of fact too. And people now put picnic in a nappy and soak it with blue soap and put it out in the sun anymore. Them the days are done, Andrew. And baby mother have to eat food and take care of her body if you have a healthy baby. So I don't know how that makes sense, because to me it make no sense, no blood clot sense in a make.
Alright, so let's address the whole
Hold on, Andrew Holness know the wholesale must sell fish back, Remember Andrew said fish back sell at Jamaica, I never did know. So we have to ask Andrew Holness to fish back sell. Because it look like female that grandpa fish back.
Birth rate thing that the Prime Minister is talking about, saying that Jamaicans from overseas should come home, and not only America, overseas meaning foreign countries, right? They should come home and come have picnic at Jamaica. Why you really tell me what you just say? If it makes sense, you are gonna tell me say all the people that leave Jamaica for a better life and to make it good for themselves, and for say okay, if they're gonna have children in an environment where they can be better able to take care of the children, they're supposed to leave that and come back to Jamaica where the economy is so low. Because of who? Because of your thief himself.
Just like that. Now me go down into some more things. I want to know if you listen to this from Prime Minister Mark Golan. Him want to know, but we never did listen. Listen to the warning.
It's agriculture and many other things, but
essentially we have a very difficult task ahead of us.
Yeah.
But if Jamaica doesn't get a change of government now, I don't know what kind of state we're going to be. You know, because we have a corrupt government and a power-hungry government, and they're supported by the elite.
You hear
and
that?
The media is bought out by them too. So it's not an easy.
They're supported by who? The elite. The one who want benefit off of the Jamaica resources. Those are the people Mark Golden are telling us I support Andrew Holness. Because of Andrew Holness corruption, he hand over Jamaica resources to these elite. So them are support him, them are back him, them buy out the media. That is why I don't see the media. Some people I wonder how the media them now talk about this and talk about that. This is the reason. Them buy out. Mark Golden did that one, you know. See him do that one, yeah. Continue.
The road, to trod the road that we are treading, comrades. It is not going to be easy to get them out because, you know, the news, the things that we put out don't get covered. You know, even today, there's a poll being run right now. It's a independent. I think it was paid for by some business people. A Don Anderson poll. The key metric in any poll is voter intention. Who do you intend to vote for? That's the key metric. Today they published it on a Saturday, which is the lowest sales of any newspaper day. When it shows that the PMP is 5% ahead. You know, we were at 9 at the end of September, so we have come off a bit. The Labour Party hasn't got any of that. They are where they were. It's the undecided that have grown. In the meantime, they have had their conference, they have had the Spark program, they've had the Reserve Income Tax Credit, which is essentially a $20,000 grant to over 300,000 people. They've just been spending money to try and get themselves back to where they were. And we have been a bit cautious in putting out our ideas because we have found on multiple occasions that they tend to be appropriated by the Labour Party. And then they're so powerful in the media and their communications is so strong, it's very difficult for us to set the narrative to show that we were really the originators of that idea. And so we are trying to time our release so that we don't suffer from that. But in the meantime, we have held our own in the polls, and I think when we start to now reveal what we intend to do for the people, we will see the growth. I'm glad that you mentioned contract work. No, it was Sophia. The contract work issue is a big issue in Jamaica. You know, where a lot of our employees are working for years on short-term contracts with no job security, and the benefits that Michael Manley fought for and introduced are being deprived from them. And of course, wages in the tourism sector was also mentioned, and we had a series of strikes in the last quarter of last year by hotel workers who are not unionized because of those very issues. And you know, we have been advocating for a joint industrial council for the tourism industry where the workers and the employers and the government sit in a joint meeting and hammer out a basic set of minimum standards of terms of employment like we have in the construction industry in Jamaica. And the security guards need it too, where there are masses of employees and no representation. And as a result, you get very oppressive conditions prevailing. So these are some of the things that we need to do in the spirit of the liberators in this room. God bless you all. Thank you for having us. And the word is love.
Mark Golden telling us the elite is behind Andrew Holness. Saying, but either they may listen to something from Portland Spice, and I want to share it with you now. I want to listen to this.
Given 2 suggestions back there in 2016, 2017 that either you lick down Cornwall Regional Hospital and build a brand new hospital or you refurbish it. He decided to refurbish, and from $2 billion it is now costing us $20 billion. Are you saying that these men in a private sector setting would still be allowed to keep those jobs?
Come on, they would have been fired. That's the point I'm making to you. The board of directors in a private sector company, they would have been fired. But the board of directors in a private sector company, they are concerned about their money and their investments. The people of Jamaica who are the shareholders of Jamaica, they're not concerned about them today. They're concerned about
the people of Jamaica. We are the board members.
Yeah.
And we are the board of directors.
Yeah.
And every 5 years, there's an annual general meeting.
Precisely.
Call an
Right.
AGM, which
Correct.
you call a general election. It
Yep.
is for the board members to fire Chris Tufton. Jamaicans are a set of crazy board members. That's
Precisely,
why the
because
company is in
because
problem.
60% of the board members them they will come at the meeting.
Don't
And
come at
another
the AGM.
no. The
Mr. Perry,
majority don't come at the
Hold on,
meeting. They
Anti-Winnie.
never care.
Hold on, Raleigh. Go ahead, Anti-Winnie.
what I'm saying is this. There is nothing the PNP can do except ask questions, but they're not asking the question strong enough in the house. They're skinning their teeth like raw monkey in one twice.
No, but
They
hold
got to
on.
stop this. How many minutes, sir? It's just a minute, no? Now, Tufton want 10 million US now to pump into the hospital again. Where are the money going? Where is it to work for all that millions? None at all, and they're just laughing at us.
But
You can
Anti-Winnie.
talk till the moons come home, and
Anti-Winnie.
nothing can be done.
Anti-Winnie. You,
Yes, sir.
you see which part of the argument go a while ago? Is something that you have to listen to. And the Jamaican, hold on. And the Jamaican people need to understand. Those of you who are saying that you now vote and politics don't do nothing for you. What we are saying, you are calling on the PNP in the parliament. One thing I can tell you, they went to the AGM and they voted to fire Andrew Holness, Chris Tufton, Darrell Vaz, and all of them. But as Ralston just said, 60% of the board members did not go to the meeting.
Oh, I hear that.
To me, sir.
And out of the 40% who went to the meeting, majority of them voted to maintain the people them who oversee Cornwall Regional overrun.
Oh, I hear.
Overrun of over $20 billion. Nope.
So what may I say, the change of Jamaica look, even this said colonizer, who did run out of Jamaica in Michael Manley time, they need to run back out of blood clot Jamaica. And them are the private sector now who vote to keep Andrew Holness and him corruption going. They them said one that operating at the time. One time Manley run it and yesterday they left Jamaica. Yesterday play by the plane load, them left Jamaica. They need to left Jamaica by the plane load this time around and down blood clot come back. They are not welcome in the island. These people forget banned from the island. Enough people in the PSOJ forget banned off of the blood clot island. On a year. So these are the people them where want to keep Andrew Holness in a power. We're moving on.
What would you say to the significant population of non-voters? And if elected, how will you hold politicians accountable for offenses against the people instead of protecting them?
So in this instance, the question, you have 90 seconds to answer, and we begin with Dr. Holness.
Corruption is a serious problem in our country. And corruption requires strong leadership. From my position as Prime Minister, I have taken action against any member of my political party that has been involved or accused of anything that suggests corruption.
All right. This bridge don't have to be a cokehead. Talk to God Almighty truth. Talk the truth with God love. Just for here, Andrew Holness says, been as a Prime Minister, I'm not a Prime Minister, just a thieving boy from 56 Cumberland Road. Just for here, there's a thieving boy. I said this out time out. This man have to be a sick man. Based on the amount of corruption surround him, till him have to put a gag claw. This man have to be a psychopath. Talk the truth with God love now. You don't think say it's fear for you to eat that around the country? You don't think say it's fear to censor people for you a fucking baboon around the country? Talk the truth with God love. You don't see one baboon around the country? How are they them baboon, man, them cartoon, man? You don't see one baboon around the country? Hey, Andrew Holness have to be a wicked motherfucker. If you talk them a lie and I believe it. Them a fuck him and say out time out. If he come back on public platform and talk like this, he have to be under drugs. He could never in our right his state of mind. He have to be under drugs. But that's how when he nice, that's how he go on. Chat be a fuckery. Eh? Talk it truth to God love now. If you hear this a come out of Andrew on his mouth, this man real man? Eh? This man could never real. Talk it truth to God love. This is not bias, you know. But the amount of corruption surround him and he can't open him out and talk about it. Remember, he can't talk about it, you know. To how him corrupt, you know. The corruption will take place around him, he can't open him out and talk about it. And here with the blood clot papi show in a debate to sell time out. Eh? How I do them baboon, man? This man is a madman in a clean clothes. Oh, no, this man a madman. Oh, no, continue listen.
In my own case, I have been investigated for a year.
Listen to this.
With an expert forensic audit.
Yeah.
The findings of that report have suggested.
Now, in a bizarre twist to this developing saga, that ruling was made in January 2023.
However, in a letter to the House, Marissa Dalrymple.
So, in my boss, I run off him mouth. But there's no charge, I know this, I know that. I go make you listen what really take place in this case, you know. Listen.
Hilbert and Senate President Tom Tavares Finson, dated February 16, 2023, Integrity Commission Executive Director Greg Christie stated the commission, through its chairman, retired Justice Seymour Panton, yesterday directed that the ruling should now be submitted for tabling.
Now, the original report was tabled this Tuesday. Our legal correspondent, Dion Jackson Miller, joins us to make sense of this.
Okay.
Lots have happened in the past 24 hours. What do you think about the explanation as to why the charges were not laid?
Okay, well, Janella, one of the things we do have to bear in mind is that a prosecutor is supposed to be what we call in law a Minister of Justice. And I don't mean Minister of Justice like Delroy Chuck. What it means is that somebody who is supposed to not be trying to pursue a prosecution at all costs, but in fact to pursue justice and to be fair to all concerned. And when you look at the report from the Director of Corruption Prosecution, what you can see is that she has done a detailed analysis of all the evidence that's available of the potential charges and has determined that, in fact, in several of the cases, there is no evidence to support some of the charges. And then in another situation, she says there is prima facie evidence to support charges, but you have the concern about delay. So I would say what you see here is a prosecutor acting in the way a prosecutor is supposed to act in law. And I know people might be upset and say, okay, they had wanted to see charges being brought, but that is not the job of the prosecutor if the evidence does not support it.
Now, I want to pick up on something that you just said. The director said a prima facie existed to support 2 of the recommendations. Explain a little more, what does that mean?
Sure, and for that we'd have to look as well at the particular charges. So the recommendations were in relation to 2 issues, in relation to the National Works Agency and the Ministry of Education, that reports that should have been filed with the Contractor General had not been filed. Based on the statements on file as well as based on the documentation available, the Director of Corruption Prosecution said there does appear to be evidence to support those charges. However, we're talking about a situation
evidence to support the charge. Continue, listen.
That took place, she said, 13 to 16 years ago. And then you run into the issue now of would prosecuting at this stage be fair to the officers in this case? Would they even be able to access documentation or files or the papers or witnesses that they would need to properly defend themselves? And she said, as a result, it would not then be in the interest of justice to pursue those particular charges.
On another quick point, how important was the issue of delay?
It's extremely important because, as we mentioned, in those particular cases, the director said it didn't make sense pursuing the charges, but the Integrity Commission also, I think, needs to answer as to why it is that these investigations took so long. This investigation, for instance, was started in 2016. That is, 7 years ago. The Mombasa investigation, if you recall recently, that was tabled last year, and that took 5 years. So the Integrity Commission itself is contributing to this issue of delay. I should just say before you let me go, Janelle, I know people...
And this thing with politicians find themselves in a corruption, and I go quote back and forth, and the court are drawn out and delay. Some we have, Mark Golding, you have to put something in place. When politicians find themselves in a corruption and they reach to the court, I believe that the court will stop everything else to them do and do a speedy job and politician case and send them to prison if they go to prison. I don't want to see politician case that draw till all 15, 10 year, 5 year. It's not supposed to happen. We want that cut out. As politicians find themselves in a corruption, it will be the center attraction. If the court system have to spend 1 month and deal with this and just deal with this, when I deal with it and get out of the way, then I get back to normal, a regular schedule. That's what I want it. I don't want a politician case that drawn out long, drawn out, tell them what talk about case expire, so then they can't charge them again. This blood clot cut out. Politician the case will not have no expire date. There's a lot of things in the thing for change.
Of course, want to hear about the situation in relation to Mr. Holness. And what the Integrity Commission had said was that when Mr. Holness had been interviewed, he had responded. He had given his own side of the story as well as further information. So he said, for instance, on the issue of not disclosing his relationship to the people involved, he said there was no need to disclose because the SDC was well aware already of the relationship. And the Director of Public Prosecution said, given that additional information which was not contradicted, there could be no charges laid in relation to Mr. Holness.
Dion, I know I said final point, but in response, Prime Minister Holness suggested that he would be seeking legal action as it relates to this matter. Does that make sense right now?
Well, I tell you what, every time a report comes out from the Integrity Commission, we hear the particular politician who is investigated saying...
You hear Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness, Diana Jackson not talking now, but she are talking her court. So if you are following, you know, say Andrew Holness, you might talk at this particular time. Listen.
They've referred the matter to their lawyer sometimes. They say they're going to seek action in terms of defamation. And Mr. Holness didn't use the word defamation, but I think it was suggested from the context of his statement. What I can say to you is that based on the Integrity Commission Act and based on the Defamation Act, the Integrity commissioners themselves are protected against defamation unless there is some kind of malicious action on their part, and we are protected. We have qualified privilege to report fairly on these reports that are tabled in Parliament. So, you know, people are free to refer to their lawyers who will probably give them the same advice I just did.
Thank you so much, our legal correspondent, Dion Jackson Miller.
You know about me, you can trust me, and you know that I stand against corruption.
Mr. Golding has the opportunity to respond to that social media question as well.
Andrew, what they know about you is that you have 28 bank accounts, that you received several $1 million in cash deposits from anonymous donors in your bank account, that your companies had transactions of over $400 million, several thousand transactions between them, and that Positive Jamaica Foundation, a non-profit which you are intimately connected with, provided resources which you use for personal investments through your personal company. We have signed the Leadership Code of Conduct developed by Integrity Commission. All of our spokespersons and myself have signed. None of your people have signed it. I am committed to ensuring that all members of the executive, when we form government, will have their Integrity Commission declarations published, not just the leader of the opposition and what should happen, but hasn't happened in your case because you're not certified, the Prime Minister. So the whole question that has been asked is an excellent question. And we really need to step up our vigilance against corrupt behavior, nepotism and cronyism. The volume of scandals under this Jamaica Labour Party government is unprecedented. Over the number of ministers who have had to be removed from frontline duty, many of them parked in the naughty corner in OPM rather than being sacked. it is a disgrace to the country and your personal situation where you're operating under a deep cloud because your Integrity Commission declarations are not certified also is something which Jamaica cannot go forward.
Prison board.
The Supreme Court today rejected an application by the Prime Minister to strike out what he described as scandalous portions of an affidavit filed by a senior Integrity Commission official in his lawsuit against the anti-corruption body. Justice Althea Jarrett also denied Mr. Holness access to certain documents he claimed were critical to his case, including redacted materials. However, the judge granted Holness and his co-claimants permission to appeal the ruling. The co-claimants are Imperial Holdings Limited, Positive Media Solutions, and Positive Jamaica Foundation. The Prime Minister and the three associated entities sought to remove at least 12 paragraphs from the affidavit sworn by Craig Beresford, the Commission's Director of Information and Complaints. Holness argued that some of the paragraphs and exhibits were an abuse of process, scandalous, frivolous, and vexatious. However, the Commission maintained that the statements were directly responsive to claims made by Holness. The case forms part of a broader judicial review and constitutional challenge over the Commission's handling of an investigation into Holness's finances and alleged illicit enrichment. Holness has denied any wrongdoing.
Deny any wrongdoing. What you fucker? Eh? If you don't know what it, if you don't know what disgrace look like, look on the TV screen, on the phone screen, on the tablet screen. This is a genetic modified disgrace. This is a genetic modified disgrace on the screen. If you don't know what disgrace look like, I always hear about disgrace, but one of the things say it's just word. Alright, see it manifested in the flesh. This is disgrace. Look on the screen. Because remember, disgrace is just word. Just word speaking, innit? But because word are power, word sound and power, see it manifest in it. See the genetic modify. See there? Watch your shit bag. Yeah. Disgrace. Genetic modify disgrace. That is what disgrace look like. Shameless shit bag. See him there? Yeah. That's how we have to deal with them, though. We have to deal with them like shit bag. Because them are really shit bag. See? So, we have something to play.
This tough guy, daring, fearless, bad boy image. But deep down, it was
Andrew, you know what we talk about Darrell Vaz? Say I come up talk about money we collect already.
You doubted yourself at times.
Darrell Vaz, but now he's up a blood clot.
Myself, and I tell you why. That I remember two things that my blessed father said to me in my growing up stages, and of course my two other brothers. To thine own self be true. That was one. And the second one is, he said, son, never forget that every morning of life, at some stage, you're going to have to look in the mirror. Whether you're brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, shaving, whatever it is, and you need to like what you see.
But like this is your father try to give some courage, Darrell Vaz, because I don't know who not love them one herself. Even though when you see a girl that put on them falls here and put on makeup and something, they still love themselves. See? So if you're a father, I have to tell you, say, it no matter what you do, every time you look in the mirror, you have to love yourself. And because you do something bad, and when you look in the mirror, you look for one monster. So you must say, don't see it another way there. Just accept yourself, say you're a monster. Look for yourself as my son before you turn into a monster. But we are continue to play this, you know, because Andrew Holness, no distraction. So you're going to hear Darrell Vaz attack, say, if we don't get him, we don't get Andrew. And we have to get Darrell Vaz. We have to get Darrell Vaz.
And therefore I've lived my life exactly like that. I wish no one harm. I have just my philosophy in life is live and let live.
You've been involved in
what kind of philosophy is that?
Political battles, yes, where you have been at the forefront. Not only the Dan Smith and then back in '86. When was your lowest point?
Listen to this.
I would have to say in recent times the lowest point for me would have been my visa.
Oh.
Because
so Darrell Vaz visa make him ball. So at the lowest point that film in visa. Okay, well listen now.
As a US citizen that renounced to serve Jamaica, to get a visa.
You don't renounce to serve Jamaica, Darrell Vaz. You renounce to go on with criminal activity and maintain a dual citizen so you can run out when time push it the fan. Eh?
And to utilize that visa and then one day, without knowing why, I think that was the biggest issue for me. I mean, it's a
why, man.
It's a courtesy. But obviously, once that happens,
you
then
know
of course,
why you lose your visa.
all flags goes up, and everybody has a different take as to why. And of course, everybody is an authority, and everybody has information. Oh, this is what, and of course,
and the room that reignited the rumors again. That you mix up in a drugs.
Absolutely.
That
absolutely,
you mix up in a drugs. Absolutely.
So that to me, really, because again, I mean.
All right, Darrell Vaz, this is no coincidence. Why people couldn't draw allegation upon you about drugs. Just like how you claim the allegation with the Diane Smith thing. This, I don't know, you know, I couldn't bad lucky, so. That's people want to tie you with drugs. And people want to mix up you with Diane Smith murder. What about you, so? That's people as I look for these type of things to mix up your with. Eh? What about you, so? So all of these things, people just out of the blues and say, alright, we're going to try and mix up Darrell Vaz and all this. No, it's not Darrell Vaz. Something in a something. There's no way somebody could just go out of their way every time, so if you try and mix up your things. Boy, I mean, I see it like where you see it, my brother.
After getting over all of the other hurdles, you remember that I was in a court case charged with corruption under the Bruce Bicknell, where the chief prosecutor.
You see it? This is the nature of this guy. So any destruction Andrew is to come with, because Darrell Vaz say if we get him, we get Andrew. So now Andrew will come out with destruction for helping friend Darrell Vaz. You know see what I go on? Through Darrell Vaz, in a few weeks time after go left the work under pressure, Andrew will come out now and help him in partner in crime. I talk about salary with him collect already. Eh? So you know, sister Andrew know personally now. Remember, with all of the corruption we are going, you know, if Andrew Willis knows if you come and talk about this now, Jamaican people are going to beat him bad. But he have to make the sacrifice for him partner in crime. Because him partner in crime is about to lose his job in a few weeks' time. And it's a must. Darrell Vaz have to go away. Who not going to see what got me in Jamaica? Anyway, we continue to listen.
Prosecution witness testified in the court that he was coerced, cajoled, bounded by police
at the
highest level to give a statement to implicate me in order for them to man curse. But the damage was already done. Darrell Vaz charged for corruption.
Yeah. So back to the revocation of your visa. Yes. So why is it taking so long to complete the appeal process?
I really can't answer that, Cliff, but as I said before, I am cautiously optimistic based on where I sit today as against where I sat then. And of course, the only thing that I can say is that it would show the Prime Minister whatever he had to do, did, and he was prepared to appoint me in this very important, sensitive ministry, for which I'm very grateful and happy. Prime Minister, whatever he had to do, did.
Whatever he had to do, did. So the Prime Minister say, whatever I'm have to do, you know, Darrell Vaz are going to say, you know, because with Darrell Vaz, I can get for thief for my thief, because Darrell Vaz a high collar. So him can go meet with the high collar people and make the deal. For he two of them make money off of Jamaica and back. So Andrew wants to use Darrell Vaz and make money. So he told them a partner in crime. That is why Darrell Vaz are going to tell you now, if you don't get him, you don't get Andrew on it. So now listen.
And he was prepared to appoint me in this very important, sensitive ministry, for which I'm very grateful and happy.
But it continues to hang over your head.
And I'm hoping, but again, I have no control over that. I'm hoping that it will be a positive outcome in due course, but when that course will take place, I don't know.
And is it correct to say, by virtue of your visa being revoked,
Yes, sir.
your wife's visa was also revoked?
We made that public.
Yes.
We made that public. So that was tough.
You were the only one.
Yeah, tough. Very tough. So it go. But I'm optimistic and I'm hopeful, and I always say the glass is never half empty, it's always half full. That's how I look at life. So I'm always positive, regardless of the circumstances.
When they were gone, and you alone come home to the house and knowing where they were?
Thankfully, I had my brothers and stuff, but yeah.
You shed a tear?
Hard for them too. Yeah, man, of course.
You cried?
Of course.
You shed a tear?
Hard for them too. Yeah, man, of course.
You cried?
Of course.
You shed a tear?
Hard for them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, of course.
You cried?
Of course. Definitely.
One of the rumors, that's been whispered, that you, as a Mr. Fix-It in government, you get things done. You cut through the bureaucracy, but at a price that people have to pay. Yeah? Is there any truth to that?
Well, the truth is, it is totally unfounded. And persons, I wouldn't have been the first person, because I remember in my father's early days, other ministers that used to be said about the same way. I know that there is this unrelenting, vicious campaign of character assassination against me, and has been. So I am the most careful, cautious person to make sure that I give them nothing that they can legitimately go after me for.
This is dangerous. Darrell Vaz, him are the most careful, cautious person, so he no left no trace, so it can lead back to him. And that's what I say, you know. Well, listen.
And I know as we sit here and speak, there are people still right now plotting my demise.
So Darrell Vaz, for you strongly believe, say, right now, as you do that interview you have with the shit in a plate, you know, say, people sit down about not for them own a space, a plan your demise. That means, say, you have to be a troublemaker. You only a wrong door, you know, pre like that, you know. Only a man who in a corruption pre like that, you know. Because no normal somebody not going to stay about them own a business and I say somebody somewhere a plan and demise. Only this make any sense to you, know? But you know, listen.
By hook or by crook.
Really?
By hook or by crook?
Absolutely. So I'm a threat. I'm a threat.
You're a
so
threat.
I'm a threat.
You're a threat.
I'm a threat.
You're a threat.
I'm a threat.
A lie.
I'm a threat.
A lie.
So I'm a threat.
A lie.
I'm a threat.
A lie.
Because the stronger that I am, the ultimate goal for some of them at all cost.
Yeah.
Yes? So if you get Vaz, you get Honest.
What you say?
So if you get Vaz, you get Honest.
Say it again.
So if you get Vaz, you get Honest.
Repeat that.
So if you get Vaz, you get Honest.
Me not hear that good.
So if you get Vaz, you get Honest. You get a 2-for-1 deal.
A lie.
Yes? So
that is why Andrew, unless make them put his name in the media. But money when already collect. Him knows say basis because he already collect, you know. So he just want Jamaican people to fuss against themselves over something when already collect from years ago. So it is none and void, irrelevant. People never even talk about that. And Jolins put up himself on the cutting board for distract from Darrell Vaz. Darrell Vaz say forget him, we get Andrew. A 2-for-1 deal. A 2-for-1 deal. So, Uncle Darrell Vaz, Brother Darrell Vaz, I got news for you like Shalom. I got news for you like Shalom. Since as you want to be that guy, we're not going to ease up you. So only thing Anjones can come with right now, I can't tell Jamaican people say, yes, in Timothy if taxpayer money. If you want something for distract with from you, you might just come out plain can tell we say for true. Say my thief taxpayer money and all of the corruption window. If you really want a distract, if you really want a viral moment, go admit your crime to the Jamaican people. But until that time, Darrell Vaz in a few weeks' time have to resign. So I now gonna start play this.
This is her. 14-year-old Diane Smith. The year was 1983, and she was a student at Immaculate Conception High School, a Roman Catholic high school for girls. She was doing well in school, and her future looked bright. Diane Smith was born on May 11, 1968, to mother Etta Smith and father Cedric Smith, a businessman. She lived with her siblings and parents on Old Stony Hill Road, Stony Hill, St. Andrew. Needless to say, it was from this address that she walked to school every school day. The morning of Wednesday, May 4, 1983 was no different. Diane woke up, had her breakfast, and after some usual activities at the home, got ready for school. At about 6 a.m., she walked out the house wearing her white uniform, blue necktie, blue socks, and a pair of brown shoes. She also had with her a blue book bag with her textbook and other small things. Diane was used to walking. She usually just walked to Immaculate Conception High School from her home. Sometimes she walked in the company of her siblings. Other times she walked alone. On that day, May 1983, she was alone. Normally, when she reached the intersection of Old Stony Hill Road and Long Lane, she walked through this track. The track or shortcut you see in this photograph was the track Diane entered on that tragic day. Maybe someone was secretly observing her routine. But unknown to the 14-year-old Diane, after walking into this track on that early Wednesday morning, she would not be seen alive again. After 8 a.m., classes at Immaculate Conception High School began, and Diane was absent. Her friends at school, her classmates, thought she was not coming to school that day. Her mother, Etta Smith, was at home thinking her daughter was already in school. Around 9 a.m., a man named George William was looking for his cows when he came across the grisly sight in a gully in the Constant Spring area. It was the lifeless body of Diane Smith. Within minutes, there was a crowd, then the police. In this photograph, the cold body of Diane can be seen sprawled at the bottom of the gully. Her school uniform defiled, her young body violated, and her shoes and the blue book bag lay nearby. The crowd on the side of the man-made gully looked at this young victim with mixed emotions. This tragic event was to be the hot topic among many Jamaicans for days, weeks, and months to come. As news of the brutal murder spreaded and individuals expressed mixed emotion of shock, anger, and horror, the office of the Prime Minister did not keep silent on the matter. Prime Minister Edward Seaga sent a letter of condolence to her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, on Thursday, May 5, the day after the incident. Mr. Seaga directed the Commissioner of Police, Joseph Williams, to take every possible and urgent action to find the killer or killers who had committed the brutal and savage act. Dr. Mavis Gilmore, Member of Parliament for West Rural St. Andrew, the constituency in which the crime happened, visited Diane's school the day after the murder. She gave words of encouragement and motivation to the staff and students, as well as relatives of Diane, and presented the letter of condolence from the Prime Minister to Diane's parents. Dr. Mavis Gilmore said, "If Diane's life is not to be in vain, we should consecrate ourselves to all the great causes for which she lived." The crime was investigated by the Constant Spring Criminal Investigation Branch, CIB, and detectives from the homicide section of the CIB headquarters. The day of the murder, 2 men were detained for questioning. In total, 6 men were detained by the police in the early weeks of the intense investigation. Among the 6 men detained were a snow cone vendor. The day before her death, Tuesday, May 3, 1983, Diane was on the street when she saw a photograph of herself on the cart of the snow cone vendor. Diane did not take this lightly and ripped her photograph from the cart. This incident was witnessed by other students of her school. After Diane was murdered on the next day, the snow cone vendor automatically became a suspect. But after being detained and questioned by the police investigators, it was determined that he has nothing to do with the murder, and he was released. 32-year-old Dennis Jenkins, also called Shorty, a laborer of Cassava Peace St. Andrew, was detained for questioning within 24 hours after the crime. He was picked up by the police in Constant Spring. He became a suspect because witnesses saw him in the vicinity of the crime on that Wednesday morning. One of the witnesses was Diane's brother, Christopher Smith, who walked past Dennis Jenkins on May 4, close to where the body was later found. Dennis Jenkins spent 10 weeks in jail before he was charged for the crime. Within the first day in jail, he was beaten by other prisoners who also threw water on him after learning what he was in jail for. Dennis Jenkins was subjected to having semen swabbed from his penis, blood samples taken from him, as well as hair from his head and pubic collected for potential evidence. Police also took from his residence a number of clothes, shorts, pants, and briefs as part of the investigation. Dennis Jenkins was formally charged on July 23, 1983 for the murder of Diane Smith. Leroy Wallen would be another suspect detained for questioning. Leroy Wallen was at the time in his early 30s and worked as a bus baggage man. He was living on Paradise Street, Kingston. On May 5, 1983, the day after the murder, Leroy Wallen was walking along Stony Hill Road near to Stillwell Road. A detective who was driving found the 33-year-old Leroy Wallen's pick. He was released the next month in June 1983. On Monday, August 8, 1983, he was arrested in Anata Bay, St. Mary on a warrant by the Constant Spring Police and charged for the and murder of Diane. So 6 men were detained. 4 of them were released and only 2, Dennis Jenkins and Leroy Wallen, were charged for the crime. Dennis Jenkins and Leroy Wallen were charged for the crime. Preliminary hearing began on February 6, 1984. The last date of the preliminary hearing was on Monday, May 28, 1984. After hearing depositions from some 17 deponents and submissions from defense attorneys Mr. Bert Samuels and Mr. Jack Hines, as well as Assistant Director of Public Prosecutions, Mr. Darrell Wilcott, the judge, Mrs. Shirley Lewis, ruled on May 17, 1984, that a prima facie case had been made out against both accused and committed both men, Leroy Wallen and Dennis Jenkins, to stand trial in the next session of the Home Circuit Court. Although stating that there was sufficient evidence for a jury to decide, Resident Magistrate Mrs. Shirley Lewis noted that the case was not one of the strongest she had seen. Leroy Wallen's attorney, Jack Hines, successfully applied for bail during the preliminary hearing. The bail was granted by the judge in the sum of $2,500 with one surety and with the condition that Leroy Wallen report to the Annata Bay Police in St. Mary on Tuesdays and Fridays before 6 p.m. Mr. Bert Samuel made an application for bail on behalf of his client, Dennis Jenkins. The bail application was denied. However, bail was granted at a later date. The trial was set to begin on September 17, 1984, but actually began on September 24. During the trial, prosecution witnesses include Christopher Smith. Christopher Smith was the 13-year-old brother of Diane Smith and a student of Kingston College. He identified Dennis Jenkins as the man he had seen in the track close to the location the body of her sister was found. He said he saw Jenkins before in the same area picking ackies.
Nothing wrong with that.
And had also seen him in Constant Spring.
Nothing wrong with that.
Mrs. Etta Smith, mother of Diane, also testified. She said she was at home when she received a report from her brother-in-law, Delroy Hamilton, as a result of which she went down to the intersection of Old Stony Hill and Stillwell Roads.
That is why I'm telling you, it's a Monday, I want to tune in because we're going to have Daddy live. And Daddy live same places where Diane Smith live. The same area where Diane Smith live, Diane P. Smith people them live, are the same area that Daddy Smith born and grow. Daddy born and grow. So Daddy know everything about this case. So tune in Monday, I want to get some download on this.
He saw Sister Maureen Clare, headmistress of Immaculate Conception High School, where Diane was a student. The headmistress told her about the murder of Diane, and Mrs. Smith said she immediately fainted and later woke up in Medical Associates Hospital. Mrs. Smith said 3 days later she saw the body of her daughter.
When I go say, based on Daddy recollection at the time when Diane Smith dead, based on what Daddy say, Darrell was at that Jamaica them time there, him never off the island, he lived on the island. But true, me never did it, and Daddy did it, so me go allow Daddy to come talk in truth. Darrell was saying he did off of the island, but Daddy has saying he did on the island, and also Rasta saying he did on the island. So, Monday, just tune in.
At Madden's funeral home. George Williams was the man who found the body. He testified that at about 9 a.m. he went up to Waterworks but did not see his cows where he left them, and he began searching for them. During his search, he came up on the body in the gully. He ran and told a Chinese man who made a telephone call to the police. He said he went for a ladder which the police officers used to go into the gully. Mrs. Yvonne Cruikshank, government analyst, also testified for the prosecution. She said that the vaginal smears taken from the body of Diane Smith and the penal smears taken from the two men charged with her murder contained gonorrhea. Mrs. Cruikshank said that in the vaginal smear, she found numerous red cells, spermatozoa, and many pus cells. The pus cells were part of the deposit and were not generated by the deceased. Mrs. Cruikshank, who visited the scene on May 4, 1983, when Diane's body was found, told Mr. Justice Malcolm and the jury of observations she made and of tests she carried out on certain exhibits. She told the court that when she visited the scene, she saw the body clad in a white uniform, blue necktie, and a pair of brown socks. There were several circular wounds in the chest region. The tie was knotted around the neck, and the deceased uniform was raised above the waist. There was a pair of red panties, a sanitary napkin, and a blue book bag next to the body. Red panties, a sanitary napkin, and a blue book bag next to the body. Mrs. Cruikshank further said that there was a pair of brown leather shoes at the scene, and when she examined them, she found a strand of hair adhering to the inside of the right shoe. There was a mixture of blood and semen on the uniform skirt, Miss Cruikshank said, and the finding of the semen indicated recent sexual activity. The blood found on Diane's uniform was Group O. It so happened that blood samples taken from Dennis Jenkins and Leroy Wallen were also Group O. It must be noted that Mrs. Etta Smith, the mother of Diane, had disclosed that Diane was menstruating at the time she lost her life. The defense bored so much holes in the prosecution case using their only witness, Mr. Daniel Nippes, an American forensic scientist. Mr. Nippes revealed so much faults in the claims made by government analyst Yvonne Cruikshank that the jury was, in my opinion, confused.
I hear that.
There were testimonies, objections.
And who are the government at the time? The Siaga man, I know who Fufa name did I call upon it, Darrell Vaz. And if the government did look a bit cheeky in this case, at the time, the government at the time did a try to cover up for somebody. The government at the time, did a cover up for somebody. Siaga was the prime minister. Saying, and only in a Labour right government, these type of things happen. On a can't listen to that case here. So this is a cold case here. Diane Smith to get justice.
Contradictions, just pretty much the way a court trial works. The trial began on September 24, 1984, and over the different court dates, the trial lasted for 10 days. On October 5, 1984, Dennis Jenkins and Leroy Wallen were to know their fate in the Home Circuit Court. It was the day of the verdict. From 9:30 a.m. in that Friday morning, hundreds of spectators lined the Barry Street and Temple Lane intersection and the intersection of Temple Lane and Tower Street to hear the outcome of the case. The crowd had a mixture of emotions. Some were hoping for, and many were hoping against the accused men, while others were just hear the outcome of the case. The crowd had a mixture of emotions. Some were hoping for, and many were hoping against the accused men, while others were just curious. A detachment of police officers were out keeping the crowd under control. Inside the courtroom, where there was a permitted amount of spectators, activities were gradually moving.
Why not things that the crowd get up so? Because the crowd at the time, know say the murder created by a politician. So the crowd did really want to say politician go to prison and them free Jenkins. That is why the crowd get up and about. Well, listen to some more of the story.
To the point of a verdict. Acting Deputy Director of Public Prosecution, Mr. Glenn
Hold on, I have an next part.
Testimonies, objections, contradictions, just pretty much the way a court trial works. The trial began on September 24, 1984, and over the different court dates, the trial lasted for 10 days. On October 5, 1984, Dennis Jenkins and Leroy Wallen were to know their fate in the Home Circuit Court. It was the day of the verdict. From 9:30 a.m. in that Friday morning, hundreds of spectators lined the Barry Street and Temple Lane intersection and the intersection of Temple Lane and Tower Street to hear the outcome of the case. The crowd had a mixture of emotions. Some were hoping for, and many were hoping against the accused men, while others were just hear the outcome of the case. The crowd had a mixture of emotions. Some were hoping for, and many were hoping against the accused men, while others were just curious. A detachment of police officers were out keeping the crowd under control. Inside the courtroom, where there was a permitted amount of spectators, activities were gradually moving to the point of a verdict. Acting Deputy Director of Public Prosecution, Mr. Glenn Andrade, and Acting Assistant Director of Public Prosecution, Mr. Mahadev Dukaran, led the prosecution. The prosecution relied heavily on the following circumstantial evidence. Statements from Mrs. Yvonne Cruikshank, government analyst, that A. The strand of hair taken from the left hand of Diane's body and pieces of hair found on her skirt were all similar to head hair taken from the accused, Dennis Jenkins.
But you know them though, when them go take up clothes from Dennis Jenkins yard, you know, so them want clothes to go test sample, you know. Them plant Diane Smith here pan and Dennis Jenkins clothes for sinking for the murder when them not commit, you know.
B. The pubic hair found in Diane's shoe was similar to the sample of pubic hair taken from Dennis Jenkins.
Listen to this. They want to frame him. Listen.
3 pieces of hair were found on Diane's slip, and one of those was similar to the sample of hair taken from Leroy Wallen.
Oh, look, this is an eye opener. You see, the government can put one case for you, but you don't know nothing about. Same like how them that plan to sink Jenkins for Diane Smith murder, and this guy don't have nothing to do with it. Then is Diane Smith killer still in a parliament to walk up and down. I don't know how him be, but they know themselves.
And the testimonies of the 3 witnesses who claimed they saw Dennis Jenkins in the vicinity where Diane was murdered on the early morning of Wednesday, May 4, 1983. The defense for Dennis Jenkins was led by attorneys Bert Samuels, Miss Donna Parchment, and KD Knight. Leroy Wallen was represented by attorney Jock Hines. With the large crowd outside the Home Circuit Court on Friday, October 5, 1984, the prosecution made its closing statement to the jury. The defense also gave its closing statement, and the judge, Mr. Justice Malcolm, summed up the case to the jury. The case was thereafter handed to the jury for deliberation. Outside, thick dark clouds in the sky began sprinkling rain sporadically. 3:42 p.m., the jury left the courtroom and went into a separate private room to decide the verdict. Up to 5:30 p.m., the jurors were still deliberating. At 5:55 p.m., the jury of 4-man informed Mr. Justice Malcolm that they could not arrive at a unanimous decision.
Listen this.
The jury had to come to a unanimous decision on guilty or not guilty for each accused man. But this was not happening. After further directions from Mr. Justice Malcolm, the jurors went into their second deliberation, and at 6:25 p.m. they returned, still divided. The trial then ended with a hung jury. The jurors were discharged from their duty. At this point, Mr. Dennis Jenkins and Leroy Wallen could be set free. But Acting Deputy Director of Public Prosecution, Glenn Andrade, was very upset by the performance of this jury and was not willing to drop the case. He even asked Mr. Justice Malcolm to ban those persons from ever serving as jurors again in Jamaica. Of course, this never happened. Mr. Justice Malcolm ordered a retrial.
Wanna hear this?
The retrial was set to start on Monday, March 11, 1985. The defense attorneys made an application for a change of venue for the retrial on the ground that prejudice against the 2 men was so widespread and pervasive in the corporate area that they could not have a fair and impartial trial by jurors due to the hostile spectators on the streets outside the home circuit court. The accused men also claimed that they could not get a fair trial in St. Mary, Clarendon, St. Catherine, and St. Thomas. Abusive remarks made by spectators at the previous trial was also referred to. The judge, Mr. Justice Wolf, refused the application for a change of venue. The defense then applied to the Constitutional Court for the change of venue, and the application was also dismissed. Between May 11 and May 27, 1985, there were few adjournments for different reasons. Eventually, the retrial began on May 27, 1985, in the Home Circuit Court before Mr. Justice Wolf. 6 men and 6 women made up the jury. Dennis Jenkins was represented by attorneys Mr. Earl Whittle, Mr. Bert Samuels, and Mrs. Jacqueline Samuels Brown. Leroy Wallen was represented by attorneys Jack Hines and Mr. Hensley Williams. The prosecution was led by Mr. Ken Pantry, Acting Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, and Mr. Mahadev Dukaran, Acting Assistant Director of Public Prosecutions. Presiding judge was Mr. Justice Gordon inside the Home Circuit Court. Dennis Jenkins was now age 34 and Leroy Wallen age 35. And Leroy Wallen age 35. The attorneys for Leroy Wallen made a no-case submission to the judge, Mr. Justice Gordon. After hearing out the no-case submission from attorney Mr. Jack Hines, Mr. Justice Gordon agreed to it. He said, "All we have in this case against Wallen is a series of suspicious events, and suspicion is not sufficient for the Crown to ask you, the jury, to return a verdict adverse to Wallen. I have a duty to perform." He then directed the jury to return a formal verdict of not guilty. Leroy Wallen was then free to go. His acquittal was met with applause from spectators inside the courtroom. A free man, Leroy Wallen quickly left the courtroom. Attorneys for Dennis Jenkins, the only accused left on trial, also made a no-case submission on his behalf, but it was rejected. This meant that Dennis Jenkins' fate was up to the jury. It was Thursday, June 13, 1985, the 14th day of the retrial and also the last day. Without going through the long details of what the defense and prosecution said in their closing statements, let us skip to the jury. The jurors were instructed by the judge to return a unanimous verdict of guilty or not guilty of murder. The 6 men and 6. The Gleaner quoted Dennis Jenkins as saying, "Judgment time now. Judgment time." The 5 feet 2 inch Dennis Jenkins, also called Shorty, sat in court as the verdict was read. Not guilty of murder. It was a long legal battle which was followed closely by many individuals and the press. At the end of it all, the 2 men who were accused felt a sense of relief.
Of course.
They could go back to their normal lives. But the suspicion and criticism did not simply go away. Many individuals in the general public still believed the men did the crime, while others had accepted the decisions of the court. Some individuals were suspicious of something else: the cost on the side of the defense. The 2 accused men were very poor, but they were represented by not just one attorney each, but multiple top attorneys. Poor people cannot afford top attorneys such as K.D. Knight, Bert Samuels, and Earl Witter. But these top attorneys were out in full service to the case.
Without telling us.
So, who paid them? Also, who paid the forensic scientists from the United States of America? Who paid the fees he charged, his flight and accommodation? Suspicion of government official involvement came into being. A small number of individuals wildly accused this.
Why not think K.D. Knight, Darrell Vaz, K.D. Knight, Bert Samuels, and Mr. Witter take up the case on a different shot to them? Because them know that the murder of this little girl connect to government officials. That is why they decide say they now make somebody, one look innocent poor man, go down for this crime. When time the real perpetrator go walk around scotch free. So these top lawyer make sure they free the man, innocent man them, and make this case remain a cold case. So one day, the original killer of Diane Smith will face true justice. Anyway, we'll continue.
Man of committing the crime. Darrell Vaz, son of the then Minister of Industry and Commerce, Mr. Douglas Vaz. Of course, the accusation was unsubstantiated. The funeral for 14-year-old.
So, I want to say, this whole case remain unsolved, and Diane Smith still need justice. So all them attack, you see, we not listen to them when them attack. We ain't listen to them. See, I'ma feel like say, I want to close the gist of it tonight, you know. I feel like say I can close the gist of it tonight. What do you think?
Of St. Vincent, 3 lost their lives.
Tomorrow I'm going on this. when daddy a come on. So, leaving with this.
You go to your political representative to ask them about drains for the roads that they have fixed. And them are going to tell you about deep and wide like your mama. I am truly flabbergasted by the poor level of leadership that has casually been put forward. Una de pan trial for murder, a cuss bad what I found when them upset, I telling about no mama when you ask them about drains for roads. Right? And I do interview on the internet telling people that you do not have the intellectual capacity to understand what is going on. In other words, you're not dunce.
Da da dee. Da da da. Look, come on here. Big up everybody who check in. Really love. Darrell Valls in a few weeks time and will have to resign. Followed by Andrew Ernest and Deadlands. Angel Locomore. Peace out. Big up everybody check in.
Juliet Chiatif, Rhoda Atif, Fly Green Atif, Desmond Atif, Babsy Atif, Arishang Atif, Gold Ministry, not the party Atif. 1 PM make us a blood clot Atif. Be a corruption, all police and soldier Atif. Jamaica something wrong. Millions and billions, the whole of them are thief. Now them want raise tax, make the Highland grieve. When the boy look a poor man get the squeeze. We a march to a king's house and black is sweet. 80 million per market me. Then I saw home girl, look up pussy sweet. No bed no in on the hospital. Panic concrete, me see the patient. Them asleep, them a chop right, them a chop left. 1.4 beef for the bus. Darrell, remember your try thief. Put barrel, kill Diana, stuff sharp man in a barrel. Melissa money come Jamaica pussy whole service. So no take and give them. Who no know we nah no us, we nah no Tufton Atif, Pumbaz Atif, Juliet Atif, Rhoda Atif, Fly Green Atif, Desmond Atif, Babsy Atif, Arishang Atif, World Ministry not the party Atif. 1 PM make us a blood clot Atif. Be a corruption, all police and soldier Atif. Jamaica something wrong. Joe is a leader mafia gang for this man cause sweet Jamaica land. Killer for youths and not take away land. How come so much court them on the island? By out the judge, police and soldier man. Like corruption, you and your big foot girl. Dictator, look at tyrant. Devil in the flesh, you a demon. Rise up Jamaica from on the slumber. Everything wanna take, we a come back. We alone must reach while we suffer. Remember the pain of we ancestors. Got blood in our eye, fire in our heart. Let a figure roll, you have it in talk. None fight the buckle, all over, lead the rebellion. Ready.